Now, a new series of investigations reveals the offshore financial dealings of some of the world's wealthiest people and biggest corporations. The stories are tied to what's being called the Paradise Papers, a leak of more than 13 million documents from a Bermuda law firm, offshore havens, and other corporate registries. They show how trillions of dollars are moved around, often illegally, and how taxes and regulations can be ducked. Lisa Desjardins has the story.
The papers were leaked to a German newspaper and then shared with the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists. In all, more than 380 journalists in 67 countries. One of many investigations getting a lot of attention, the investments of Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross. Ross kept a stake in a shipping company called Navigator Holdings after he became secretary. One of Navigator's top clients is the Russian energy company Sibur, whose owners include Vladimir Putin's son-in-law and Kremlin-linked oligarchs on the U.S. sanctions list. Critics are calling for an investigation, but the Commerce Secretary says he's done nothing wrong. Sasa Chavkin is a reporter with the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists who broke this story and has been working on this for nearly a year. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
This is just a vast amount of data on what is one of the murkiest sort of sources of wealth and power in the world. Let's take the big picture first. Can you explain what these tax havens are and why there's concern?
Yeah, so we were leaked 13.4 million documents from an elite offshore law firm called Appleby. And what it did was it used those tax havens to help its clients, who are rich individuals, multinational corporations, powerful politicians, conduct their business, often in ways where they reduce taxes or face less disclosure than ordinary people are subject to.
This is legal or is it illegal?
Most of this is legal. And that's a lot of the concern that our investigation has raised. In some cases, people also crossed the line into illegal activity.
All right, this brings us to one of the names. There are many names in these files, including the Queen of England and Madonna, who have offshore investments. But let's talk about Wilbur Ross. What exactly is his connection here?
So Wilbur Ross and his private equity firm, W.L. Ross & Co., was one of the biggest clients of this offshore law firm, Appleby, with more than 50 Cayman Islands companies. We were able to trace a personal stake that Ross held through Cayman Islands companies in Navigator Holdings, the shipping company that has ties to this Kremlin-linked energy firm.
Now, Secretary Ross did speak about this today on CNBC. Let's listen.
My obligation is to disclose companies in which I'm an officer, a director, or an investor. I am neither an officer nor a director nor an investor in Sibur. In fact, I've never met them, don't know the people, have nothing to do with the negotiation of the charter arrangement.
Now, critics say he wasn't fully disclosing that he has an indirect relation with this Russian company, Sibur. But he's saying, no, I was on the up and up. I said everywhere that I'm invested in, the fact that I am invested in a company that has a relationship with Sibur, that wasn't asked. Is that right? Did he disclose things properly?
There's no indication that he broke the letter of the disclosure rules. But what he did do was came to an ethics agreement where he mentioned 9 companies that he was holding a stake in. In that ethics agreement, he mentioned the Cayman Island companies that held Navigator, but not Navigator itself. And that's why some critics, such as Richard Blumenthal, the senator from Connecticut, have essentially said that he was using offshore shell companies to obfuscate. Mm-hmm. He faced a lot of questions about his connections to Russia during his confirmation process, mostly because of the business he did with the Bank of Cyprus, which is another favorite destination for Russian oligarchs. And yet, Navigator and Sibur never came up. The senators tell us that's because they never figured it out based on his disclosures.
They wouldn't have been able to connect the dots without these leaked documents that you have today, in other words.
The leaks were crucial to us in piecing together that connection.
We expect more to come. We'll be following this story with you. Thank you so much, Sasha Chafkin with the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists.
Thank you, Lisa.